So I'm Luke Boddy. I'm the managing director of Imagile Professional Services. We were the buyer of Kingsbrook's client Capitec. The fit we saw was fantastic. We've actually worked as a group of companies. We've worked with Capitec on and off for a number of years. We felt that the fit was ideal at the time when the deal began, and as time has passed and our business has developed in that time, the fit's got stronger. So we're very happy to conclude that deal now, even better fit than it was when we first looked at it. I think we provide related services in the same industry, but there's a limited amount of overlap in terms of actual service provision between us. So we see the acquisition of Capitec as very much complementary to and bolstering our existing service offering rather than a sort of eating a competitor kind of approach. I think it was a little bit out of the blue in terms of we weren't actively looking to acquire in that space particularly, but the timing was really good for us because we were in a fairly rapid growth mode at the time. As we've said, it was a complementary services acquisition for us as well, so it made a lot of sense. And it's worked out well, and like I say, our business has developed over the time we've been trying to do the deal. And it fits even better. So we weren't looking for it, but we're very happy that it came across our desk. Very good, and I think it's worth putting in context. We've done this deal over a long period of time, not because any of us wanted to, but because I think COVID happened in the middle, and it's been a careful balancing act to try and keep the deal going, whilst everybody, us and the sellers, were dealing with the business as usual impact of that at the same time. I think we found the Kingsbrook team really helpful bridge between the two, but also I think they got the balance right of pushing the deal along, but respectfully giving us the space we needed to allow us to deal with the day-to-day in parallel to that. And there was a lot going on, which I think allowed the deal to continue, because we could easily have ended up in a position where COVID and business as usual took over and the deal fell away. So I think Andy and the team did a really good job of keeping that balance, nudging us when we needed nudging, and giving us space when we needed space to keep it going along. So it went very well. It's testament to all parties, Kingsbrook, the sellers, to be able to keep a deal of this nature going in this environment. So we were really happy when it eventually got over the line. I'm quite happy with that because it allowed us to have a much more collegiate approach to due diligence and getting comfortable. It's not just getting to the deal, it's making sure we're all friends afterwards as well, and that we've got a good understanding of the business through that process. I think it worked well that way. Andy Kingsbrook played a really key role in helping that, because there's a very big difference in scale between us as a group and sort of how we operate corporately versus the seller, which is, relatively speaking, a small business. And Andy did play a really effective role in helping us bridge that sort of big to small conversation at times, and deal with the fact that, like you say, it's an emotional position for the sellers to be in, as well as a commercial deal being done. And he played that role very well, when we may have appeared quite demanding as a sort of corporate buyer, and they were a relatively small organisation. It was very effective. I think the team have done really well, and I think this deal could have stopped and collapsed at any point during the year, and everybody would probably have walked away without a bitter taste, just because of the circumstances in which we were trying to do it. And I think that if it wasn't for that combination of patience but still driving the deal along, and for the way in which Andy and the team conducted themselves and supported this deal, it may well have reached that point. So I think, although like you say, acting for the seller, they've still got to make a deal happen, and that requires all of us to be comfortable as we're moving along. I think they did a fantastic job given the circumstances. So yes, I think I would recommend Kingsbrook.